I believe Aaron will be under fire and under attack more than Brady. And I will give you this. If Brady's under fire and under attack, you'll be correct. But his offensive line has gelled and clicked and come of age right before your very eyes. He has been protected over the last 6 games at the highest level.
Yes.
And I believe that will continue. The Bucs will get after Aaron Rodgers just the way they got after him with various blitzes and just basic, what I call, they're the Buccaneers, but they have pirate edge to them. They have cutthroat, nasty pirate edge, and they're going to come after Aaron Rodgers. Ndamukong Suh does not like Aaron Rodgers, and he has always been a thorn in his side and a voice in his ear in every game they've ever played. And I believe that Aaron will go down 3 times. I think he'll get hit 4 or 5 other times. And the result of that will be Tom Brady 30, Aaron Rodgers 28. And I'm going to reiterate my motto when it comes to Tom Brady. There's one man in sports I will never, ever bet against, especially if you give me 7 points. But with the money pushed to the table in an NFC Championship game in which Tom Brady has a chance to get to, a team's first ever home Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl is going to be in Tampa Stadium, and get to his 10th Super Bowl, which is just silliness. 10 Super Bowls.
He getting a little Go James territory. Because, you know, Go James been in the NBA Finals, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Except Tom Brady has won 6 Super Bowls.
I say got there, Skip.
With 6 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime. And again, at 43, he's playing like he's 23 because he just threw 40 regular season touchdown passes. And he just won 2 road playoff games, getting even with his nemesis.
Did you hear what
his matchup nightmare at New Orleans?
Did you hear what Dr. Brittany Breeze said? I think that's his. I think that's his Drew's wife's name. Torn fascia in his foot, rotator cuff, 11 broke ribs, collapsed lung.
Yeah, and he had the 6th best QBR in the league this year. I don't know how, but now back to your man Aaron Rodgers. The reason I am so confident in Brady +7 is that I've told you this again and again, and I'm going to stand on it and scream it from a mountaintop today. Aaron Rodgers is overrated when it comes to the postseason because he made it to 1 Super Bowl long ago, 10 years ago, with a road wild card run in which he won 3 straight games on the road unexpectedly to get to that Super Bowl in Dallas-Fort Worth, as we remember, against Pittsburgh. And he won it. He was great in it. He was the MVP of the game and should have been. But that was a long time ago. Since that game, he's 7-7 in the postseason. But here's what's more important. This is a championship game. It's his first home championship game, and it took him longer to get to that than any quarterback has ever taken to get to a home championship game. That's all you need to know. But you also need to remember this. Aaron Rodgers is 1-3 in his previous 4 championship games. And help me out, Mr. Sharp, which one did he win? Oh, it was the first one he ever played in, which was at Chicago. Remember that one?
Yes.
What happened in that game? Well, Green Bay was up 16-0 at halftime. And Jay Cutler had a bad knee, which forced him to mostly ride the exercise bicycle on the sideline in Chicago for the second half, which forced one Caleb Haney into the game the entire second half. A Caleb Haney who in his career would wind up starting only 4 NFL games and be gone from the league 2 years after this fateful day in Chicago. What did Caleb Haney do in the second half? He brought them back. All of a sudden, he cut the score to 21-14, and after another quick 3-and-out by Aaron Rodgers and company, here came Caleb Haney again on an 11-play, 82-yard drive and got it all the way down to 4th and 5 at the Green Bay 29 with time running out. And I'm thinking he's going to pull off the upset of upsets, and he threw an interception.
You actually believe that?
Okay, I did at that moment. I thought because Aaron Rodgers had been, by his standards, pathetic in the second half.
But that Bears defense was really good at that
Brian
point.
Urlacher's defense. But in that game, in the second half, Aaron Rodgers was 7 of 15 for a grand total of 88 yards with no touchdowns and an interception by Brian Urlacher.
That was a bad pick.
It was a bad pick. So I just want you to remember, that's the one he won. He barely survived Caleb Haney at Chicago. Then let me just hit on 2 other games. The 2014 game at Seattle, overtime loss. It lives in infamy in the state of Wisconsin because the media was all over Aaron Rodgers for that performance, quote unquote, because most of the experts in Wisconsin, the sports experts, will tell you that was his worst playoff game ever. He threw for a grand total of 178 yards in that game with 2 interceptions. A lot happened in that game. Obviously, there was an onside kick that was a disaster.
Seattle ran a fake field goal and got a touchdown out of that.
But the point was, in the second half of that game, Aaron Rodgers was a grand total of 7 of 13 for 63 yards. Another game that he and his team led at halftime 16-0. They blew it in the second half, thanks in large part to Aaron's lack of performance, and they lost in overtime. And then do I even need to bring up the fact that last year at San Francisco, you can say they were overmatched by San Francisco's running game. But Aaron was terrible in that game because he threw 2 interceptions and lost a fumble, and they lost 37-20.
Well, I mean, you see what happened. He start to press. It's just like with Tom Brady against the game when he played against New Orleans on that Sunday night. He started to press. You see him against Kansas City early in the game. He's starting to press when they get behind, and that's what quarterbacks do. You mentioned the key. The key for both teams is to protect the quarterback. I believe Brady needs a lot more protection than Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers' legs can get him out of harm's way. He can throw the ball on the move a lot better. I believe he's more capable of getting out of harm's way, but they need Fort Knox. They need the type of security that they had Wednesday for the inauguration for Tom Brady.
All right.